Hello again, everybody. Scotty P coming to you from the DMV with another edition of Algalytics as we take a look back at the selections, the winning selections provided to clients and customers by AlgaVision yesterday, June 8th. Been away for a few days. The last secondary selection that we got from Algalytics was on June 5th. That was the Tampa Bay Rays on the money line, a 60% win probability. That was a winner, 3-0 over the Texas Rangers. A couple days with no primary or secondary selections, but we have had a couple bonus picks. So I want to get into what the bonus picks were and review those last couple days, but also talk about the big day yesterday with two primary winners. And then, of course, the bonus selection, which isn't a recommended pick. It isn't an advised pick. It's extra information for you. It's play at your own risk. We know people love information. We'll get into that in a little bit. But we know what the rules are. I got my WFT Washington football team hat on today. We're pretty excited. Mini camp has opened up. Fitzmagic's in camp. The defense is really good. They've improved the roster. Curtis Samuel got some offensive weapons now with some younger players and changing some things up with free agents. Pretty excited, but can't go with the football team hat today. Would go with the USA hockey hat, bronze medal at the World Championships. Tough loss to Canada in the semifinals. Huge win for the Canadians with not anywhere near their best team, by the way. But can't do that either. Everybody, we know the rules. AlgaVision, 2 primary wins yesterday and a bonus win for those who decide to use the bonus pick, 3-0. Got to go with the AlgaVision hat. That's the way it is. That's the rules. When we have a big day like that, we're gonna pay homage to AlgaVision. But just know that that's not why I'm here, because I'm here to talk about the wins and the losses. I'm here to provide transparency. I've been tracking AlgaVision's picks at their request for the last 5 years. 60 to 65% win rate for you. If you're just stumbling on us, if you're just finding this video by chance, if you've seen the website, what is AlgaVision? AlgaVision simply is an algorithm that's math-based, data-driven, and it picks sports winners. Major League Baseball, NFL, NBA, college football, college basketball, over the last many, many years. 5 years I've been tracking, but it's been going on longer than that. And all these results are certified in full transparency, 60 to 65% consistent winners from AlgaVision. Just an incredible product. And the great thing is the transparency. Again, all these results are documented. You can find them on the website. You can find them. I've tracked them for 5 years. You can track them every day, just like I do. We're now posting them on Twitter after the games start. We don't hide. We don't let them hide. We don't let them run. I am here to talk about the wins and the losses. Fortunately, today we're just talking about wins. 2-0 primary picks yesterday and 1 on the bonus side of things. What are the primary and secondary and bonus picks for those of you who really don't understand it or new to AlgaVision? A primary pick, the algorithm spits it out and says this is a 70% plus win probability. It's their highest level of pick. It's what used to be only given to investors. It used to be the only picks that AlgaVision gave out because of the high probability of winning and the success. Well, over the years of tracking, we've figured out, I've tracked these for 5 years, as I said, these results, figured out that those secondary picks, which are 60+% win probabilities, also win at pretty much the same rate, over 60% over time, over the long period of time, over the long haul. Those picks are winning at a 60+% rate as well. So those are now part of what are given out by AlgaVision to the clients, the primary and the secondary. The bonus picks are really good high probability picks as well. 55% win probability or better. They just don't quite make the cut. They're not secondary. They're not primary. And AlgaVision isn't giving those out to the clients and saying, you need to go bet on these and you're going to win. That's not the confidence level that they want. They only want to give out the 60 and 70% win probability picks. But I've been tracking, they've been tracking since December, the 55% plus picks, and over hundreds of games, college basketball to start, then NBA, and now baseball, over hundreds of games. It's also over 60% win percentage. It's like 63% also. So these high probability picks from AlgaVision are very, very good. And what I suggest you do with the bonus selections is use them for information. Play at your own risk if you want to just bet them because you think AlgaVision's incredible and you're going to win. It's not the dumbest thing you'll ever do, to be honest with you, but that's not what's recommended here. They are play at your own risk, but what I use those picks for is to go and check the market. What's the spread? What are the odds? Are the pros betting on the same team? The sharp bettors, are they picking the same team? Because when the pros and the sharps are on the same page with AlgaVision, that's generally a very, very good pick. So that's the first place I start. Then maybe I look at the injuries. If it's baseball, who's the starting pitchers? What's the pitching matchup look like? What's the weather like? Who's out? What referees are reffing? What umpires? Are they over umps? Are they under umps? Home, road umps? The more information that lines up with AlgaVision and with that pick makes me more confident. And when enough things line up, I just go ahead and make the bet like I did yesterday. And I got 3 wins yesterday by doing that. Again, these are not the picks that we track as far as what we give to clients and customers. It's just extra information. It's an extra pick. If you like more action, you got more action. If you like more information and you want to make more bets because you've got this information, you can then go corroborate it with other information. More power to you. You do with it what you want. The picks that are tracked and recommended for clients and customers are the 60 and 70%, the primary and secondary. But the bonus selections, like yesterday, the White Sox minus 144 against the Blue Jays, 6-1 win. June 7th, we had the Red Sox money line against the Marlins, 5-3 win. So 2 wins on bonus picks. The other pick was Dallas against the Clippers, under 211, the only NBA pick we've had in a little while. Playoffs are tough. NBA lines are right on the money during the playoffs. That one was minus 211. We had the under from AlgaVision, actually went over 126-111 as the Clippers come back from 3-2 down against Dallas, win the only home game of the series. The road team won every game except for game 7, but the Clippers advanced and lost to Utah in a game that pushed last night to fall behind 1-0 in that series in the second round against Utah. But the Clippers end up winning that game. It goes over 227. Why did it go over? Why was AlgaVision wrong? One team shot 46%, one team shot 49%, and that team actually shot 56% from 3 also, and Kawhi Leonard was 10 for 15. When you get shooting like that in an up-tempo game, it's going to go over. The numbers don't always show that. The numbers aren't expecting a team that maybe shoots 40% or 43% to shoot 50%, nearly 50% from three-point range too, when it's maybe a 35% or a 30% three-point shooting team. So those are things that algorithms can't predict. That's why we play the games. That's why a 65% win ratio is incredible when pros are winning 56 to 58% to make a living. Let's see, that Red Sox game on June 7th, 5-3 win over the Marlins. We talked about the bonus pick yesterday was the White Sox. That was a winner. Interesting game there. Great pitching matchup. Rodon for the White Sox against Ray, 2 of their better pitchers. Rodon's ERA is under 2. Ray is right around 3.3, 3.4. Both pitchers had great starts. Rodon, 5 innings, 6 hits, 1 run, 8 strikeouts. Ray, 6 1/3 innings, 5 hits, 1 run, 10 strikeouts. We got deep into the bullpens, and that's where these games are often decided. AlgaVision, when you have an even pitching matchup, AlgaVision really puts a lot of stock into the bullpen ratings. If you look at that game, Chicago's bullpen is rated number 1 or number 3, depending on which analytic you use. Meanwhile, the Blue Jays are like number 14 and number 19, depending on what you look at. So there was a bullpen mismatch, and that's exactly how the game played out. 1-1 going into the 8th, and then the White Sox leave the bases loaded in the 7th. As a baseball person, you're like, you can't blow those opportunities. You get the bases loaded. You got to get 1 run home, especially in a close game. You're thinking that maybe the algorithm had the game right, but the White Sox, who are the better hitting team, didn't come through in the clutch, and maybe you're going to lose now, but not to be worried. We got into the bullpen, a 5-run 8th inning for Chicago. Trent Thornton comes out of the pen for the Blue Jays, gives up 2 hits, a walk, a sacrifice fly, and then they make a pitching change. They bring in Carl Edwards, throwing gas on the fire. Edwards gives up a single, a triple, a sac fly, a single, leaves the game with a 13.5 ERA, and that's the difference. The better bullpen wins the game. Our bonus pick from AlgaVision is a winner, 6-1, White Sox over the Blue Jays. The primary picks yesterday, the Nationals and the Rays. The Rays were the pick at minus 230. Pros and sharps and everyone else pretty much bet that one up from minus 200 to 230 with Tony Glasnow on the mound, the ace for Tampa Bay against John Lester, whose ERA was over 4, who's been struggling a little bit since coming back from injury. Again, a starting pitching mismatch. Glasnow, 11 strikeouts, 7 innings pitched. He's 5-2 with a 2.57 ERA now. Lester only goes 3 2/3. The key here, the Nationals use 6 pitchers out of their bullpen. You get into the bullpen, the deeper you get, the better your chances are. This game was 1-1 to the 5th. Once it got into the bullpen, Tampa scored 2 runs in the 5th and held on for the 3-1 lead, getting deep into the bullpen, having a bullpen advantage. If you look at the pitchers that were used in the game for the Nationals, the ERAs of the pitchers who came in after Lester. Well, Lester started 4.19. Then there was a 3.57, a 5.0, a 2.08, a 9.92, and a 2.79. Meanwhile, every pitcher that the that the Rays brought into the game was 2.78 or better. The bullpen made the difference again. Big primary winner from AlgaVision, 3-1. The Rays over the Nationals at -230. Hopefully you got the better number at closer to -200, but who cares? People talk about value and underdogs and winning more from your bet because you won on an underdog. Well, to me, value is winning. And that's why that 60 to 65% win percentage over the long term from AlgaVision is so remarkable. The other primary game, Oakland against the Diamondbacks. The Diamondbacks, Arizona, one of the worst teams in baseball over the full course of the season, and certainly of late. They had a huge long winning streak that just came to an end recently. Ironically, pros since that losing streak. I'm sorry, not a winning streak. Let's start over. Wish I had my coffee. I don't have it with me. It's been a long day already. The Diamondbacks had a long losing streak, and they just broke it recently. But when that streak got up to like 9, 10, 11, 12 games, I think the pros started leaning toward them, thinking it's got to end sometimes. These are professional baseball players. They're going to win a game. Well, they didn't for many, many games, and the pro money was on them. But that was not the case yesterday. The line went from -208 to -235. Oakland gets the win 5-2. Not surprising, another mismatch on the mound. Bassett, who had a 3.44 ERA when he finished up his 7 innings yesterday. He's going against Duplantier, who finished with a 10.03 ERA and only gave 3 innings, gave up 4 runs and struck out 4. Meanwhile, Bassett, 7 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 6 Ks. Just a great outing by him. And a 5-run 4th inning. Again, Duplantier's out. You start to get into the bullpen, and all of a sudden 5 runs in the 4th did it in. He was removed after giving up. He ended up giving up all those 4 runs because the bullpen gave up the inherited runners. He leaves the game with a 10.03 ERA. The Oakland A's come out with the big win, 5-2. And that's a 2-0 primary pick day yesterday for AlgaVision. And with the bonus, it's 3-0. That's why the hat's on. Looking at yesterday's action overall, Major League Baseball favorites went 11-4, 490 and 376 on the year in MLB for favorites so far, 56.6%. Favorites are winning a lot, winning more often than they lose. But you can't just say, if I bet all those favorites all the time and win at a 56.6% rate with all of the juice, the odds, the -250s, the -300s occasionally when it's the Dodgers against like the Diamondbacks. That doesn't mean that 56.6% is going to win money over the long term. That 60 to 65% win ratio that AlgaVision provides, they filter out the games that are less probability. So if you're getting a -230 or -250 game, it's a high probability that game's going to win. It's the highest probability pick that you're going to get. So if you're winning 65% of the time, even with the juice, you're making money. The ROI over the long term is better from AlgaVision than many of the long-term investment opportunities, such as the stock market, that are available. So, it's easy to say I'll pick all the favorites in baseball, but at 56.6, you might break even, you might lose a little. Whereas if you're going with AlgaVision's picks, no matter what the odds are, you are making money at a good return on investment over the long term. Unders yesterday in Major League Baseball, 8-7 for the year, 435 and 433, pretty remarkable, right at 50% with the over-unders for the year in Major League Baseball. In the NBA yesterday, you had the Utah Jazz beat the Clippers, or as we mentioned, 112 to 109. That was a push with a -3 spread. It went under the total of 221.5. The 76ers with a big win to even up their series against the Hawks at 1-1, 118 to 102. They covered as 6.5-point favorites. Favorites so far in the playoffs for the NBA, 34-15 straight up, 31-17-1 against the spread, 64% for favorites in the NBA. Now those are point spread bets. That's a winning solution there right now. So 64% winners on faves in the playoffs for the NBA. Unders, let's take a look unders real quick. Take that back. We're looking at underdogs now. Underdogs in the NBA second round, 4-2 straight up, 3-2-1 against the spread in the second round. Home teams 4-1-1 in the second round. Home teams are 26-22-1 overall in the NBA playoffs against the spread. That's 54.2%. If you're playing the zigzag, which means that you bet the team that lost the game before, you bet them to win or cover the spread in the next game, you're 16-21, 43% not getting it done. Unders, going back to unders now, not underdogs. 4-2 in round 2. but the overs lead in the NBA playoffs so far, 25, 23 and 1. NHL, AlgaVision doesn't do NHL picks, but we got 2 big game 6s coming up in the hockey playoffs. If you're into betting hockey, the Bruins are a favorite against the Islanders, down 3-2 at their own Long Island. The spread or the odds there are like -139, have moved a little bit in the Bruins' favor so far. The over-under in that game, the total is 5. The other game 6 is tomorrow night. Vegas, the Golden Knights have won 3 straight after falling behind 2-0 to Colorado. Big game 6 there out in Vegas. And right now we have, actually, I don't have that line available. I believe the last time I checked, Vegas was a slight favorite, but don't quote me on that. So apologies for that. But 2 big game 6s. Hopefully we get 2 big game 7s. That's what I look forward to in the NHL playoffs. Nothing is quite as exciting as the NHL playoffs, especially game 7. Baseball, there are 3-day games today. The Giants were -110 against Texas. The Diamondbacks and the A's. A's are the home team, -216 in that game. And we had the Cubs and the Padres. The Padres favored again. The Cubs have beaten them twice. Padres go from -200 to -216, 3-day games in Major League Baseball today. Thanks for watching us. Check out the AlgaVision website, algavision.com, www.algavision.com. We'll be back later this week, and we'll look at some more games, give you some more Algalytics as we analyze and provide transparency for the picks that AlgaVision provides for its clients and customers. Have a great day. Thank you.